When part of our body get injured and wound, our blood will flow out of a blood vessel, which can lead to blood loss in our body. So to prevent any blood loss in our body, there are one mechanism that help blood to close the wound and stop the blood to flow out of the blood vessel. So I'm teacher Imran will teach you about blood clotting mechanism in our body. Before we continue our lesson, let's take a look on our learning outcome of this topic. So after we finish on this topic, students should be able to justify the necessity of blood clotting mechanism and describe blood clotting mechanism. Firstly, let's find out on the component of blood clotting mechanism. In blood clotting mechanism, it have red blood cells, platelet, series of proteins, enzymes, and ions. This component present when this mechanism occur towards our body. So, these mechanisms are very useful for our body. So, blood clotting will minimize the loss of blood in the injured blood vessel. This mechanism also prevent any microorganism like harmful bacteria from get into our bloodstream through injured blood vessel, which later can cause a disease in our body. Besides that, our blood pressure can be maintained before it drops to the dangerous level of the blood pressure. Students, so far you have explored the component and the necessity of blood clotting mechanism towards our body. So, let's move to how blood clotting works when we get injured and wound on our body. When injured and wound, the coagulated platelets, damaged cells, and clotting factor in the blood plasma will form thrombokinase, an activator that converts protothrombin into thrombin with the aid of calcium ions and vitamin K. Thrombin is an active plasma protein that acts as an enzyme and catalyzes the conversion of fibrinogen to fibrin. The fibrin is a thread-like protein fiber, so with fibrin, it can form a network on the wound surface to trap red blood cells, and wound can be closed to prevent blood loss from our body. Finally, that's how mechanism of blood clotting occur when we get injured and wound at any time. So, whenever we get injured, blood clotting mechanism will help us to close the wound and prevent excessive bleeding on our body. Also, with the help of this mechanism, our blood pressure will not drop to the dangerous level that later can be harmful to us. So, remember, the pressure that we apply to the injured part and wound just temporary to restrict the bleeding. But with the help of blood clotting mechanism, it can stop the bleeding for a long period of time and help the wound to heal easily.